Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special, special. Once bitten and twice shy, I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Christmas, I wrapped it up on Sunday with a note saying I love you, I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special, special.
I'm not done yet.
Someone
Need a hand defending here? Incoming! Fine shot, mate. You're all a bunch of no-hopers. G'day, Poo Dispenser here. That spy round here. Dominated.
By 1968, with my new and increasing insight of this deadly closed society, in the same manner I would sneak around with a half-dozen stock brokers offices here in Houston, studying the ticker tape to the sidewalk, and then inside of the offices by the doors and windows. Now they're all boarded empty stores. Likewise, I picked the smallest brokerage office by the door. I would read and help myself to their investment periodicals, etc., and momentarily read. So I transacted all of my business. With unbelievable beginner's luck, I judged the computer god stock market had to have a 1968 summer rally. Based on this judgment, every penny of my money was on maximum margin loss. Finally, late in summer, a small rally came. I quickly sold all but one airline stock, the biggest and worst stock I bought. Immediately after I sold, the 1968 skyrocket rally began. Even my airline stock was regaining its losses. From 1959 to 1968, my income was zero. I could not even trust banks. Such banks as Island Federal Bank of Hempstead gangsterized me and swindled me from childhood in Nunnery Catholic Grammar School. To prevent my drunken sodomist brother from robbing my hard-earned savings for college, secretly, I opened my second bank account, there for snowballing interest. The cackling, sneering, co-conspiring felon gangster parody puppet officers of the Island Federal Bank, the two-car garage bank on High Street, the tiny building is still extant, gave me the worst niggerly, namely 69, begin and end with death, extermination, namely 20, 2 zeros because I am a one-niner, highest and worst gratification, awaiting extermination, namely 9, or the letter S, the 19th letter in the alphabet, the worst deadly bank account number in the history of the universe, namely account number S2069, when this gangster government-subsidized bank did not have near 500 depositors. These are enlightening keys to the computer god worldwide top-secret number code, which stratifies everything. Not only the 4 billion living people, the computer god adopted it for speed and clarity. This said number code is the means to make possible the computer god worldwide containment policy for stratification. In a few months, my investments made me minimum wage for 1968 with great insight to the stock market and many tiny investments. Each brokerage office had foyers between double doors and had then installed vertical Venetian blinds or solid panel walls to cover their front windows. They were all darkened like movie theaters. I could see assassins hiding and lurking behind newly added partitions and filing cabinets. I dared not go into any brokerage office. Months went by. One day going shopping, I passed my brokerage office. Only an unlicensed employee was present. It was 2 minutes before the market closed for the day. I ran in and ordered him to call his New York office on the direct wire to sell my airline stock at market. As I handed him the stock, I always carried it opening. In a few seconds, my airline stock was sold for the biggest profit of almost $500 that I had made. The next morning, that airline stock went up about a point and dropping fast. Since that day, it is worth a top 1/3 my purchase price. Thereafter, groups of assassins ready to barge out after me in the foyer lurked in all stockbrokers. I could not dare to even watch the ticker tape from the sidewalk. I went into hibernation, waiting for the computer god efforts to murder me and the brokerage offices to relax. Early in 1969, secretly, the computer god controlled and manipulated gangster government, issued a warrant for my immediate arrest and incarceration in a maximum security insanity prison to be cured forever before I could go before any parody puppet hang the rope gangster judge to give testimony. Since 1969, I hide alone in this house. All deliveries, food, etc., I mail order, adding $5 for delivery. Left inside my rear outer cellar door, I snare drug addict niggers and give them $5 plus cab fare to go shopping and set before me. I give them $10 to $15 to cut my grass and $3 or $4 an hour to rake leaves. So many leaves are maliciously scattered on my shoestring yard that it takes a week to rake them into the street, and a giant caterpillar sweep with 2 giant trucks to pick them up this year. Very expensive for me and big money for the neighbors, but it has helped keep me alive. When I bought this house full of brother sodomized sluts, I passed on in my bed in the back room of my law office. I slowly remodeled this house, laying doors, walls for closets, etc. I ripped out the hot air system and put in hot water radiator system oil burner, even while nigger tenants lived here. Years later, after my brother left in 1966, I immediately garbaged tons of furniture and many other inflammables he brought here, claiming that he scavenged it or that friends gave it to him. For weeks, I soaked, washed off all the red wallpaper in most of the rooms to find fresh red paint under it. The entire house was a CIA death trap for me, set up while I was buying it. In 1967 and 68, with hundreds of single-edged razor blades, I chipped off all the red paint and most rooms, cleaned it to down upstairs rooms, the maliciously ramshackle part of the floor of the upstairs front bedroom. I ripped out to find inflammable paper stuffed under it. I garnished with many cartons. I also found new additions to the never-used gas lighting pipe. I ripped this out completely. After 1969, I found the same under the attic floor and many wooden beams cut with scavenged wood I store in my garage and bed spring steel angle bars. I repaired the cut beams and relaid the attic floor upside down. It almost looks new. The computer god ramshackle kitchen plaster walls I ripped down and replastered the whole kitchen since my brother left in 1966. Most of the rooms in this house are empty except for Venetian blinds. I have vivid memories of sleeping next to a kosher ex-flying captain. This assassin to placate me told me in detail I begged to get back in as a top sergeant with felonious double drive pay. This ate with slut and breed of free and 1 month made more pay than my private yearly pauper's GI pay. I make much more than the civil service job I had as Los Angeles fireman. Firemen are real bum gangsters. They get paid to sleep on the job. They have no work to do most of the time. They bring in spit girls and have drunk sodomy drug parties in the bed, in the firehouse. While on the job, they go out and rob stores and homes to get extra money. Felonious government bribe. They murder people and set their house on fire to cover up the murder. Since 1969, deadly gangster cops have pounded my front door and rear doors, opened and entered my rear cellar door, even broke fasteners, forcing open windows, even late at night, always screaming for me to come out. Even these parroting puppet stooge niggas tremble from this their U.S. England kosher constitutional right now worse with Ronnie. Now, after all these years, after I've mailed worldwide thousands of my letters exposing the worldwide communist gangster computer god, I can once again walk the streets solely as I did before 1969. Weekends, the first week, my return trips, I went by the nigger cab from shopping. The third trip, the end of the week, in the computer god monsoon rains, 3 nigger women ran into my cab ahead of me. I slammed the door on them and told the cabbie I ordered this cab and I was not going to sit on the tiny middle stool in the back. I was going to sit next to him in the front seat. As he drove, his hand trembled, holding a cigarette. I saw one of the nigger women reach forward with a deadly escape and needle. The computer god read my brain thoughts, namely to pound her arm and twist it off. She then withdrew her arm and the 5-block trip was over. I was home. As always, no more cabs for me. Finally, after all these years, through my present detailed investment efforts, now I will probably reach yearly minimum wage income, which is a great increase over past income. The nearest street-level brokerage office in Garden City has vertical Venetian blinds. Since I've been allowed to watch the streets, all buses are new, all black glass, one-way windows. I walk to Garden City and shun buses. My investments are by payphone and mail. First in the entire world, all corner sidewalk curbs are being replaced with smooth corner driveways for non-existent baby carriages and wheelchair pedestrians in this ghost town. Ideal for vehicles to drive up on the sidewalk from any direction from the computerized computer god. Undetectable extermination. Completely alone, everything is much deadlier for me than 1949. Jimmy Carter visited Mr. Dick's gigantic nigger ghost town. Suddenly, hundreds of additional empty stores, buildings, and homes are being bulldozed into camouflaged empty parking fields. TF2 drives by on Maple Avenue since I've been there. On this 3-block long street, approximately 12 substandard backhouses, etc. have been ripped down. Now, Island Federal Bank plaster facade has wall-to-wall drapes, assassins lurk, even Saturdays in the foyer automatic counter. 5 ran in from behind drapes. I barged out without cash change in machine. When I enter Island Federal Bank, especially the window tellers, etc., sweat and tremble. They know they are expendable. No computer got concocted, manipulated, smart civil liberties organization to help Mr. Deck through all of these years. By 2 months zigzagging streets early in 1982, door pounding cops ended because I have zoomed to minimum wage income in 1968. The computer god caused my isolated imprisonment here for over 10 years. Again, I have now zoomed to present minimum wage, which is double 1968. My life is unbelievably worse, deadlier than 1968. Isolated, only provocateur assassins approach me. When will the computer god have me dragged away to extermination?
Need a teleporter here. We got a spy. Need a teleporter here. All right, let's feel good.